All right. So I'm with Marc Richard, and he had a sighting outside of the building you're in right now. You're working right now?
Yes, I'm actually. I live and work in the building. I'm the head of maintenance for the apartment building. So
Ah,
my
yeah.
sighting actually happened back in 2008. I don't have the exact date, but I think it was somewhere late October, early November of 2008.
And can you explain exactly something caught your eye out the window?
Yes, I was working at the time. I think it was maybe around 2 p.m. or so, and it was a bright, sunny day, not a cloud in the sky. Something kept reflecting light into my eye. Every time I would look up from my work, this something out the window is reflecting this light into my eye. After about the third or fourth time of this happening, I'm getting a little annoyed, and I walked over to the window. This is an old historic building. We have huge windows. Uh, Walked over to the window and I'm looking at this thing. I can see it. I'm in downtown Detroit. I've been here for several years, so I'm used to seeing traffic copters. I thought it was a traffic copter. It looked like it was over the expressway out there, maybe like a mile and a half, 2 miles out. It was out there a little ways. So I lay eyes on this thing, and pretty much as soon as I do, it starts moving towards kind of my general direction. And I'm still thinking at the time this is a helicopter. It's annoying. Uh, with the clip that this thing moved towards me, I'm starting to second guess now, is this a helicopter or not? Because this thing was covering this mile and a half, 2 miles very quickly. Within seconds, it was outside of my building and slowly coming towards me to the point where this craft I'm now in full view of a craft that is hovering outside of my I'm on the 13th story of an 18-story building. This thing's hovering outside of my window. It starts to rotate up so that it's now sort of 90 degrees to me where I'm looking directly at the bottom of this craft. It's got three large white lights on the bottom and a smaller red light in the center that's kind of pulsing. And this thing starts to rotate clockwise, and the three white lights start flashing a pattern, and it's rotating, and the pattern's going a little bit faster and a little bit faster. And then the outside edges of these white lights start to flash in colors. So now I'm getting every color of the rainbow. It reminded me of one of those Simon games from back in the 80s where you try to hit
Oh,
the
yeah.
hit the
Yeah.
colors. It was
Right.
something like that as it's rotating, and it's speeding up to by the time this thing was at full bore, it was just a blur of light, like the most vivid, bright, colorful light. And at that point, I kind of felt like I was being sort of mesmerized or being kind of drawn in mentally by this thing. And it made me pause, and it made me sort of put almost a mental block right there where I said, hold on, what's going on here? This is obviously very strange. Um, I've never seen anything like this before. And when I did that, when I kind of put a mental stop to it and kind of put the brakes on things mentally, the flashing lights stopped. The craft slowly rotated back down to an upright position, and it just kind of floated off to my right hand side and kind of floated around the building to where I couldn't see it anymore. I was expecting to see this thing shoot off into space or something. It never did. It just kind of floated off slowly. I tried to keep my eye on it for as long as I could, and once I lost sight of it, I actually ran down to the street level to try to get outside and get my eyes back on it, but I had lost it at that point and it was gone.
Wow. Well, we're already up to 4 minutes,
Oh my
so
gosh.
so that's okay. Well, that's all right. We'll be running a little bit longer of a commercial that day. We'll run it 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Bill always likes it over at KGRA when I can run longer, but we're out of time now. Marc, thank you so much. That's a really interesting sighting. Very
Great. Thank